Hi, Pisces. Welcome back to Moonveil Tarot. And if you're new here, hello and welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Okay, so I want to start this reading by acknowledging something that I think a lot of you have been carrying quietly for a while now, and that is the specific kind of pain that comes with being replaced, like not just a breakup, not just someone leaving, but the particular sting of watching someone move on to someone else and having to sit with that. Like, was I not enough? Did they ever really see me? How do they just move on like that? And that wondering, that sitting with it is one of the loneliest feelings in the world. And here's what I want to say before we pull a single card being replaced is never actually about your worth. It is never about what you lacked. It is always about what the other person was not capable of at the time. And sometimes the universe allows people to go and discover that lesson for themselves by letting them experience what life looks like when they no longer have you in it. And what they find when they look at what they traded you for is the most clarifying thing that has ever happened to them. And that is exactly what is happening for the person this reading is about. Right now, they went, they replaced, they discovered, and what they discovered is going to be the thing that this reading is about today. So let's get into it. Take a deep breath with me, get comfortable, and let's look at exactly what is happening. Okay, starting with an oracle card to set the energetic foundation, you cannot replace something irreplaceable. You cannot replace something irreplaceable. Oh, and I just want to sit with that for a moment because this oracle card is the entire reading in 4 words. You cannot replace something irreplaceable. And what the universe is saying through this card right at the very beginning is that what this person tried to do when they moved on, when they chose someone else, was attempt something that the universe does not actually allow. You cannot take something that is one of a kind and find a substitute. You can find something similar, maybe something that has some of the same qualities, but you cannot replicate the specific alchemy of who you are and who you are together. And they are learning that right now in real time in the most uncomfortable way possible. Okay, now let me pull the first tarot cards, and I want to start from their side because I want you to really understand what this person's life actually looks like right now behind whatever they are showing the world. The 5 of Cups, the Hermit, the 9 of Swords, and the Moon. Okay, so the 5 of Cups, the Hermit, the 9 of Swords, and the Moon, all 4 together, for what their life actually looks like right now. This is a lot. Let me walk through every single one. The 5 of Cups first, and I want to really describe what this card looks like because I think the imagery is important. There is a figure standing in a dark cloak, looking down at 3 cups that have spilled, that are empty, that are lying on their side, and there is nothing coming back from those cups. What spilled is gone. And behind this figure, completely out of their line of sight, are 2 cups still standing, still full, still holding something worth having, but they cannot see them because they are too consumed by what was lost, by what they chose to let go of, and loves that figure in the dark cloak. Staring at what spilled is this person right now, and the cups they keep staring at, the ones that are empty, represent the choice they made, the replacement they chose, and the 2 cups behind them, the ones they cannot see yet, are what they walked away from, which is you. And what I am picking up specifically is that they knew something was wrong with the replacement situation relatively early. Like they did not have to wait long before the cracks started showing, before the comparison started happening, before the feeling of this is not the same started creeping in. And the Five of Cups is the card of sitting in that realization of being surrounded by the evidence of a choice that did not deliver what they thought it would, and having to face that alone. And then the Hermit, which is the going inward card, the solitary processing card. And what this card is telling me is that this person has been spending a lot of time alone with themselves, more than they are comfortable with. And in that solitude, in those quiet moments, when there is nothing to distract them, you come up specifically a specific memory or a specific quality or the specific way you made them feel, something about you that they have been unable to replicate in anything that came after. And the Hermit's lantern, that single light in the darkness, is pointed in your direction, whether they want to admit it or not. And then the Nine of Swords, which is the sleepless nights card, the lying awake at 3 a.m. card, the anxious thoughts that will not stop card. And this is their inner reality right now. Like they are not at peace. They are genuinely not okay. And I want to describe what those nights probably look like because I think it matters. They lie there and the thoughts start and the thoughts go to you, to specific moments, to specific things you said, to the way you showed up for them. And then the thoughts go to the comparison, and the comparison is not flattering to the choice they made. And then they feel this sinking feeling of what did I do? And that feeling keeps them awake, and they cannot tell anyone about it because the people around them do not know the full story. And admitting it feels like admitting defeat. So they lie there alone with it night after night. And then the Moon, which is the hidden things card. And in this context, the Moon is showing me everything they are not saying publicly. Like on the outside, they might look fine. They might even look like they are thriving. But the Moon card is the private world behind the public face. And in that private world, it is full of you and full of regret and full of the very specific torture of knowing exactly what you had only after you chose to let it go. Okay, let me pull a playing card for the core feeling, the one that is driving all of this regret, the feeling underneath everything, the Queen of Hearts. The Queen of Hearts, which is one of the most emotionally loaded cards in the playing card deck. The Queen of Hearts represents someone who loves deeply, feels deeply, and when they make an emotional mistake, carries it deeply. And what this card as their core feeling is telling me is that what is happening inside this person is not casual. It is not a passing doubt. It is a Queen of Hearts level of feeling that has been quietly building since the moment they understood what they had walked away from. And the Queen of Hearts does not move on easily. She does not forget. She does not convince herself that something lesser is enough. Not for long, not genuinely, and that inability to convince herself is what is eating at this person right now. Okay, now I want to pull cards for the specific things that nobody else has been able to replicate. Like, what are the specific qualities, the specific things about you that they cannot find anywhere else? What are the things they keep comparing everything to? The Empress, the High Priestess, the King of Cups, and the Star. Okay, the Empress, the High Priestess, the King of Cups, and the Star together for the things about you that cannot be replaced. This is extraordinary. Let me walk through every one. The Empress first, which is warmth, abundance, beauty, the quality of someone who makes everything feel more alive. And what this card is telling me is that there is a quality to your presence, a warmth to your energy, a way you inhabit a room that nobody else has been able to replicate for them. Like, they might be around other people and everything is technically fine. Nothing is technically wrong, but there is this absence of that specific warmth that you carried that made everything feel different, better, more alive. And they notice it every time because the contrast is so clear. And then the High Priestess, which is depth, mystery, a whole inner world that invites exploration. And what this card is telling me is that what they cannot replicate is the depth of you. Like, they found someone, but the conversations do not go where conversations with you went. The silences do not feel the same. The understanding that lived between you and them without needing many words is not there with someone else, and they feel it. The absence of that depth every single day, and depth, real depth, cannot be manufactured. It exists or it does not. And what existed with you is not existing with anyone else. And then the King of Cups, which is emotional safety, the feeling of being held, the capacity to be real with someone. And what this card is telling me is that what they cannot find is the feeling of being safe with someone the way they were safe with you, like being able to say things, admit things, be imperfect things, and not feel judged, not feel managed, not feel like they have to perform. And that safety, which you offered them freely without even thinking about it because it is just who you are, is the thing that makes everything else feel like performance in comparison. And then the Star, which is hope and light and the feeling that good things are possible. And what this card is telling me is that what they cannot find in anyone else is that specific hope you gave them, that quality of being around you that made them believe in things, like not just romantic things, but life things, possibility things, the feeling of, with this person, I actually believe it could all work out. And they have not felt that with anyone else since you. Okay, now let me look at what is happening to the replacement situation, because I want to be honest about what the cards are showing about that dynamic. 3 cards for the replacement situation: the 5 of Wands, the 3 of Swords, and the 8 of Cups. Okay, so the 5 of Wands, the 3 of Swords, and the 8 of Cups for the replacement situation. Let me be really honest about what I am seeing. The 5 of Wands first, which is conflict, friction, 2 energies that keep bumping up against each other. And what this card is showing me is that the replacement situation has a lot of conflict in it. Like, not dramatic conflict necessarily, but the low grade, constant kind, where things never quite feel easy, where there is always something slightly off, always something that requires more effort than it should. And that constant effort, that constant friction is exhausting in a way that is making the memory of how easy things felt with you feel like something from another lifetime, a better lifetime. And then the 3 of Swords, which is heartbreak and disappointment and the specific pain of something not being what you hoped it would be. And what this card is showing me is that the replacement situation has caused this person real pain, not just the absence of what they had with you but active pain, actual hurt. Things that did not go the way they expected, things that revealed the difference between what they left and what they chose instead in the most uncomfortable way. And the Three of Swords is not a gentle card. This is real heartbreak energy. And they are sitting in it, and they are sitting in it knowing that they chose this, which is the hardest part. And then the Eight of Cups, which is the walking away card. And in this position for the replacement situation, the Eight of Cups is telling me that an emotional withdrawal is happening or has already happened in that situation. Like whatever was there, this person has already started to leave in their heart, even if nothing official has changed yet. And the Eight of Cups always walks away in the moonlight, slowly, heavily, like someone who has made a decision that cost them something. And what it is costing them is the admission that they were wrong. Okay, now let me come back to you, because this reading is ultimately for you. And I want to look at where you actually are right now and what is happening in your world. 3 cards for your energy right now: Strength, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Ace of Wands. Oh, these 3 for you right now. This is such a powerful combination. Strength first, which is the card of that quiet, unshakable inner power that comes from having been through something hard and not breaking. And what this card is telling me about where you are is that you are stronger than you were before this happened. Like genuinely stronger, not performing strength, not pretending to be fine, but actually having built something in the process of going through this that was not there before. A rootedness, a groundedness, a knowledge of your own worth that does not require anyone else's confirmation, and that strength is visible even if you cannot fully see it yourself yet. And then the Wheel of Fortune, which is the cycle turning card, the divine timing card. And what this card in your position is telling me is that the wheel is turning in your favor right now. Like, the season that included being replaced, being overlooked, watching someone else be chosen is ending, and what is beginning is a season of things coming back around, of the universe balancing, of what was taken from you being returned, and of opportunities that were not available before suddenly becoming available, because the wheel does not stop turning, and right now it is turning toward you. And then the Ace of Wands, which is new fire, new passion, a spark that is igniting. And what this card in your position is telling me is that something in you is waking up a new direction, a new energy, a new sense of what is possible that is coming online as this old chapter closes. And the Ace of Wands is exciting because it is not the card of healing. Exactly, it is the card of what comes after healing, the card of, okay, what is next? What am I building toward? What lights me up? And the answer is starting to emerge. Okay. Now let me pull the main spread, 5 cards for what comes next. Pulling these now. The Judgment card, the Knight of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, and the World. Oh my gosh. Okay. Judgment, the Knight of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, and the World as the 5-card story of what comes next. This is extraordinary. Let me walk through every single one. Judgment first, which is the Awakening card, the Resurrection card, the card of something rising that was buried. And in this spread, as the first outcome card, Judgment is showing me a reckoning. Like this person is being called to wake up fully to what they did and what it cost them and what they still want. And the Judgment card does not allow comfortable avoidance. It sounds the trumpet and it demands honesty. And the honesty that this person is being demanded to face is that they want you back. And they have been wanting you back for longer than they have admitted to themselves or anyone else. And then the Knight of Cups, which is the romantic, the one who leads with his heart, who says the vulnerable thing, who shows up with feeling on his sleeve. And what this card is telling me is that when this person comes, when the Judgment card forces the honesty, they are going to come with the Knight of Cups energy, like genuinely, emotionally, from a real place, not strategically, not because they need something, but because they cannot keep sitting in the Hermit energy and the Nine of Swords Knights without doing something about the thing that is actually causing it. And then the Two of Cups, the soul connection card, the mutual recognition card. And in this spread, in this position, the Two of Cups is showing me a real meeting when it happens, a real seeing each other, where all the comparison and all the regret and all the nobody compares to you gets said or shown or felt between you, and something settles the way things settle when what is true finally gets acknowledged out loud by both people at the same time. And then the Ten of Pentacles, which is generational wealth energy, legacy energy, building something that is real and lasting and meaningful. And what this card in this position is telling me is that what is available on the other side of this is something genuinely solid, something built not on the infatuation of early love, but on the full knowing of what exists between you, tested, proven, chosen again with full information. And the Ten of Pentacles is not a casual card. It is the card of something that is meant to last. And then the World as the final card, the World again. And I want to say something about the World card showing up at the end of a reading that started with someone being replaced, because that arc from being replaced to the World card destination is one of the most complete and satisfying arcs in the tarot. It is the full circle. It is the story that ends with you arrived whole and having received the acknowledgement that was always owed to you. Okay, tea leaf cards now. Let me get really specific. The first tea leaf card is an empty space shaped like you, an empty space shaped like you. And this image, this image, because it is so specific and so honest about what someone experiences when they try to replace something irreplaceable, the space does not just feel empty. It feels shaped like it has your outline in it. And nothing else fits because nothing was made to fit except you. And every time something is put into that space, the edges do not match. And the wrongness of the fit is a constant reminder of what was there before and what can never quite be replicated. The next tea leaf card is a song that reminds them of you. A song that reminds them of you. And I love this image so much because music bypasses everything. Like, you can keep thoughts at bay, you can stay busy, you can surround yourself with distractions, but a song comes on and you are back instantly in a specific moment with a specific person. And what this tea leaf card is telling me is that there are songs, specific songs, that this person cannot hear anymore without you being in the room with them, in their mind. And every time one of those songs comes on, the comparison happens automatically. And the comparison is not kind to what they chose instead. The next tea leaf card is a door they keep looking back at, a door they keep looking back at. And this image is showing me the specific psychological experience of someone who made a choice and has been second guessing it ever since, like they left, they chose something else, they walked through a different door, but they keep looking back at the one they came from. And what this card is telling me is that the looking back has intensified recently. Like something happened or something was said or they saw something that made them look back harder than usual. And the door they keep looking back at has your energy on it. The next tea leaf card is a mirror showing the wrong reflection. A mirror showing the wrong reflection. And this is such a powerful image because a mirror showing the wrong reflection is what life feels like when you are living a choice that does not align with what is true for you. Like this person looks at their life and the reflection does not look right. It does not match the version of their life that felt right, that felt real, that felt like them. And the wrong reflection keeps showing them what is missing every time they look. The next tea leaf card is a hand extended in an offering. A hand extended in an offering, which represents someone preparing to offer something, to put something on the table, to reach towards someone with intention. And what this card is showing me is that a gesture is coming, a real one, not a casual reach out, not a checking in, but an actual offering of something that matters, an apology maybe, or an acknowledgement, or an honest conversation, or all of those things at once. And the hand extended is moving toward you. And the last tea leaf card is two people finding their way back to the same room. Two people finding their way back to the same room. And this final tea leaf card is so beautiful because it is showing me not a dramatic reunion, not a grand gesture, just two people somehow finding themselves in the same space again, and everything that was said without words, getting said without words again, and that familiar recognition of, oh, there you are, landing in the room between them. Okay, final messages from your guides, 6 cards, because today they have so much to say. Being replaced was never about your value. Being replaced was never about your value. And I need your guides to say this first, because I think it is the thing that some of you have been quietly bleeding from, this doubt, this wondering if you were not enough, if there was something wrong with you, if the replacement says something about what you lacked. And your guides are saying no, emphatically no. Being replaced says everything about where this person was at the time, about what they were capable of recognizing and honoring at the time, and nothing, absolutely nothing about your worth, which has always been exactly what it is, which is considerable. The next final card is they have been comparing everything to you. They have been comparing everything to you. And this is such a specific message because it is so real. Like, this is exactly what has been happening. Every interaction, every conversation, every moment is being held up against what it was like with you. And the comparison is happening constantly and involuntarily, and it is not flattering to what they chose instead, because you are the benchmark, whether they intended you to be or not. You became the standard that everything else is measured against, and nothing has measured up. The next final card is your unbothered energy is making them desperate. Your unbothered energy is making them desperate. And this is so important because here is something that is really specific about what is happening. This person, whether they are watching from a distance or just aware of you in some capacity, is picking up on the fact that you are okay, that you are living your life, that you are not sitting and waiting, that you have not crumbled, and that is making them desperate in a very specific way because they expected on some level that losing them would show on you more. And instead, what they are seeing is someone who has found their strength and is using it. And that is genuinely destabilizing for them because it removes any comfort they might have taken in the idea that you needed them more than they needed you. The next final card is the universe preserved you for something better. The universe preserved you for something better. And this is your guide speaking very directly about what this whole experience was for. Because sometimes the universe allows a removal, allows a being replaced, allows a loss, not as punishment, but as protection and as preparation. And what your guides are saying is that the period of being without this person was not wasted, and it was not a sign of abandonment. It was the universe keeping you available for what is coming and making sure that when what is coming arrives, you are the version of yourself who is ready to receive it fully and completely. The next final card is they are realizing they made the biggest mistake of their life. They are realizing they made the biggest mistake of their life. And your guides say this, not to give you satisfaction at someone else's pain, but to validate what you already suspected on some level, but could not confirm. And what this card is showing is that the realization is not a small one. It is not a, oh, maybe I should not have done that. It is a, that was the biggest mistake I have ever made, and I do not know how to undo it. Realization and that specific quality of regret, the kind that goes all the way down, is what is driving everything. The Nine of Swords Knights, the Five of Cups grief, the Eight of Cups withdrawal, all of it is rooted in this. And the very last card, your chapter is not over. It is just beginning. Your chapter is not over. It is just beginning. And I want to close on this because it reframes the entire reading. Because here is the thing. This reading could be heard as someone who hurt you is suffering, and that might feel satisfying, but your guides want the deeper message, which is your story is not the story of someone who was replaced. That is not your identity. That is not your chapter. Your story is the story of someone who discovered their worth by being forced to stand on it, who built genuine strength when no one was choosing them, and who is now in the most powerful, energetic position of their life because they know themselves in a way they did not before. And the chapter that is beginning from this place is going to be the most extraordinary thing you have ever lived. So just to wrap everything up, the message of this reading is so complete. They replaced you and realized nobody compares to you. The Five of Cups showed us their grief. The Hermit showed us their solitude. The Nine of Swords showed us their sleepless nights. The Moon showed us their private world, full of you. And the Empress and High Priestess and King of Cups and Star showed us exactly what they cannot find anywhere else, which is you in all your irreplaceable specificity. And what is coming is the Judgment awakening, the Knight of Cups expression, the Two of Cups recognition, the Ten of Pentacles solidity, and the World card wholeness. And you are meeting it all as the Strength card, as the Ace of Wands, as someone who has been preserved and prepared for exactly this. You were never replaceable, and now they know it too. And your chapter, the real one, is just beginning. I hope this reading gave you validation today. and peace, and maybe a little bit of that quiet satisfaction that comes from knowing that the truth always surfaces and your worth always becomes undeniable. Eventually, please take really good care of yourself. Please keep living your life beautifully. Please keep being the unbothered, grounded, irreplaceable version of yourself. That the Strength card and the Ace of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune are all confirming you are, because that version of you is what is drawing everything good toward you right now. If this resonated with you, please, please, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow and it helps these messages reach more people who need them. Leave me a comment and tell me how this one landed. I always love hearing from you, and do not forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you do not miss anything new. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Take really good care of yourself. Know your worth. Trust the process, and please remember, you cannot replace something irreplaceable, and they are learning that right now. And I will see you in the next reading. Bye, loves.